All right. Hey, my name's Alejandro.
I'm Octavio.
Chris.
I'm Manuel, and today we are talking about our discussion about liberty and equality. So, what do you guys, liberty and equality? What do you guys think about this? Like, what have you guys done research upon this?
Well, I feel like in the sense of equality, what I don't understand is why isn't the government paying the same to men and female? Like, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying
Of
that,
course, there's many articles out there
equal?
talking about the different wage gap between male and female and how
And why they're different.
Yeah, why they're different, and I think it's like around a couple of cents. There's a difference in.
Yeah, and in those sense over time, like community like dollars and stuff, so like at the end of the day, it's gonna be like like a guy can be paid like let's say $100, but the females can be paid like $80 at the end of the day, correct?
Yeah, and if you do this for like your whole life or as a career, it can build up to like thousands of dollars that women could be missing out just because they're female.
Hey, I actually I just read an article about like this. All you guys are into sports, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Of course.
Okay, so well now with one of the cases in court was that the U.S. soccer team weren't paying the men and women equally, and so the women were like appealing to this, like, hey, how come we're not getting paid the same amount of money as the men, even though we have better success? So this court case went on for roughly 5 years, and just I believe 2 days ago they won the case, so now they're gonna get paid the same
Equally as men, right?
Yeah, equally as the men's national team.
Oh yes, I seen this on one of the articles that you showed me last time. Is what you were talking about?
Wait, what? I bet you cut off for a second.
Oh, I said that I also read about this. This is where the women are gonna get paid equally as the men now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is this just applying to soccer or also other sports?
I wanna add on what Octavio was saying that it also adds on to basketball because basketball men are getting paid like 2.1 million and just for a contract, and also women were complaining about them getting paid low, but to this I was reading an article that they were getting paid less because of how much money they bring in. So it's just not only because it's not being fair.
It's also just, because
hey bro,
sorry for cutting you off, but sorry for cutting you off. I just wanted to add a little bit on. Isn't it also because they don't bring in as many views as the men's basketball team?
That's what I'm trying to get into, bro. Like, let me finish
what I
have thought in mind, and then you can add on.
One at a time.
Thank you, bro.
Let's let Manuel finish, and then Alejandro, you may add on after that.
Yeah,
that's all I want to add on.
Yeah, it's okay because he wasn't on last discussion, so it's okay. I'll let it slide. And yeah, because they weren't bringing enough views and they were bringing enough money. They weren't selling enough. They were selling as much tickets as men were. They were comparing them, and you can't pay a woman the same a man if they're not making the same. They're not bringing the same income in. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that you probably saw some statistics of the sales of male basketball players and how much money they raised from a game compared to like a female's basketball game?
Yes, that's what I'm basically saying.
Oh, I see. So there's a lot of like numbers involved and charts that you have probably read that is the reason why you're saying this, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
So here. Is it?
You have the website with you?
Yeah. It says right here. Oh wait, give me a second. You just like me. Okay, so it says, basketball, NBA, and WNBA. It says men make roughly around 8.3 million a salary. That's a salary. That's the minimum salary of a man in the NBA, and the minimum salary of a woman is 75,000. So there's a big difference.
Oh,
75,000.
Yeah,
big difference. And then to what Octavio would say is also, this came up, is between the MLS and the NWSL of the women and men's soccer. They have 410. Their average wage is $410,000, and the woman is $35,000. So yeah.
Okay.
That's.
And I want to. Does anybody have anything else to add on to?
Not really. I think you covered a lot of the.
You covered like the majority of this topic with.
Yeah. Okay, so what I want to add on to what Octavio was saying, move on.
Yeah.
I want to say, my question is, if we're all equal, why are immigrants treated treated with equality.
Okay.
I see. So now we are like transferring or like changing the topic or transitioning, I mean, from gender to now immigrants now, or like to citizenship, right?
Wait.
Yes.
Before we do that, I'd like to bring something else up about gender, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what's it called? I read in an article in a letter to the Family and Protective Services. Sex change procedures will be reported as child abuse. By I'm sorry if I pronounce his name wrong. Give me 1 sec. I don't want to pronounce it. By government Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
He said that it will now be considered sexual abuse to have your kid have procedures relating to like sex change, like hormones, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it also shows that doctors, teachers, caregivers will have to report like stuff that they see that's going on related to stuff like this. And I just like want to hear your thoughts on like what you think of this.
I have a minor question to that. Does it say like what age? Since like what age do they have to be so the parents or like teachers that know this?
Considering it's child abuse, I'm guessing under the 18 and under.
18 and okay. Yeah. Whoa. And this relates to what was going on in Florida, right? What Ms. Gallardi brought up during class, that everybody in Florida or like teachers that notice this have to
they're like under the same category, but this is like covering another part of it. If you get what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah,
I understand.
Well, can I go, or are you gonna go?
You can go. I just finished.
Well, wouldn't that be like interfering with the liberty, like of the child's like liberty, like of him wanting to keep like his sexuality to himself until until he's ready to come out as what he is or she or like their pronouns? I want to say.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like when I read this, I was like, that's invading their like their privacy. And, yeah.
Which is basically their liberty. Yeah.
Their liberty, their freedom of like whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
Or be.
Or be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the teachers shouldn't have to do that because it's not their place to be be investigators or being the one in charge of. Like,
and also just like
who like that's not really their business, and that's not why they're there for it. To like teach.
And they could give out like false information on accident because like a high school teacher, like I want to say approximately a high school teacher has roughly 150 kids per day.
Yeah,
around there.
So like they might not pay attention to like every single student. So like we're like, oh, we can say for example Damien, I don't know if he's like bisexual or something. So he's like, oh, he's straight, but in reality he could be something else,
Yeah, they might just like not assume, but they just might catch something different between
incorrectly.
Yeah, incorrectly. There you go.
See what you're saying.
Manuel, you want to go back to what you were your other?
Okay, yeah.
About the immigrants, yeah.
Okay, so from what you were talking about, Octavio, how men and women get paid. Even I wanted to I have this in my head about how if we are equal, why aren't immigrants treated with equality?
Can I go first, or Chris, would you like to go first?
So you can go.
Okay, so I actually have I have not experienced this, but I have a brother who fortunately is a dreamer, and then when he goes to school here in Manchester Mall, he pays roughly around I want to say roughly say $9,000. Him and some other dreamers that went there comparing their prices. But when they asked some of their classmates how much they're paying for this class, the same course, and they all answered at the same time, they're only paying like $5,000. So there's like a gap of $4,000.
Yeah.
So then that goes with what you're saying, that the immigrants aren't being treated equally.
Yeah, and to add on what you're saying about money difference and all that, I was reading this article. It says immigrants often treated unfairly at work. So in a part of it, it says right here it says often those arriving in America are treated poorly by their employers who realize that many immigrants do not understand they have the same rights to be treated humanly and given a fair wage as as native-born Americans, regardless of their legal status. According to Work Farmers, about 6.5 million undocumented immigrants currently residing in the country. Many of those whom face numerous types of abuse at work. These often include low pay, inhuman work hours, and dangerous conditions.
Yeah.
I can definitely understand how you got the information from the article, because this is a real situation that's happening in the world, because a lot of immigrants are being taken advantage of just because they don't know like their basic rights as
basic rights, and also the language.
Yeah, and the language too. So easily people could just take advantage of them, whether that can be with their wage or with their hours or how they're being treated, or like many stuff like that is included when an immigrant doesn't know about equality, compared to like normal like working citizens here that already do know their rights and have their equality with others, and like they know like there's a certain extent to how to be treated,
Yeah, and then adding on what Manuel was saying, well, like if we do like put to perspective, immigrants should be treated equally, or in at times, not only say at times, should be treated a bit better than some of us, because they do the jobs that most of us don't want to do, such as the agriculture working during the summer, because that's a job that can like almost like puts high risk into your like any day life, normal day lives.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with this, because a lot of immigrants don't have like, how can I say this, like an education to apply for like jobs that are sort of common. So they have to choose like a job that's kind of like much harsher and harder to work in.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't require much of that,
Yeah. And then same thing as like, with the equality, like I read some articles where people like who have a job over there in their country say they could be like a bus driver in their country, but when they come here and try to be a bus driver here in the United States, they're not given the same like privilege to drive the bus, just because they don't have the like same education.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I see. I believe in America there's like certain stuff or on education that you must do, or like requirements. Exactly. There's some requirements that you have to do to become a bus driver, compared to like other countries where you just need to know like basic foundations of like just driving,
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course without education here in America, you are putting at a big disadvantage, which is hugely impacted on immigrants.
Yes.
Yeah. With this just in mind, this is like a big conversation about how we have equality. And the thing is how does equality change over time? How do you guys view equality changing over time?
I feel like it's finally getting to the point of where we're all being actually getting treated equally now. At times, so like we're not there yet, but like it's like we're finally taking like steps forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I see what you're saying. Manu, do you have any thoughts on this?
No, like just agreeing with you guys.
I see. Yeah, because equality has come from a big how do I say it? From a big part of time in the past with different stuff regarding race, religion, and gender.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always laws that are constantly well, I don't say constantly, that are getting updated from time to time, and in the end where we're at is it has gotten better, but it's not fully how do I say it? It's not the best, but it's much better than it was before. Because in the past, a lot of bad things happened with equality. We can talk about like slaves, how they didn't have the same equality. We could talk about women. We can also talk about different races that came to America, and they weren't treated with the same like they didn't have the same equality as us as Americans.
Yeah.
So we come from a long way of different equalities, and it has changed a lot over time. And I read an article on time.com talking about the major effects on not major effects, the major changes that equality has changed over time regarding religion, race, and gender. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, there's a big change over time with equality and their rights.
Well, going along with your rights, Jacob, I just thought about this right now about the government. At what point, does the government like have to interfere with someone's rights to like kind of protect the community? Because I was thinking about this is because like of course we're still living in this situation of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like, do we all remember when we all got quarantined for those 2 weeks that we had to basically stay at home no matter what, unless we had like for like some reason to go to the store and buy food because we didn't have any more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that interfering with our rights, or not?
I you know, to what you're saying that if our rights were not taken away, but like hold on or put on hold just because we had to stay at home, I feel like it's not it's not that they were taken away. It's just they were trying to protect us from Corona. You know, they were just telling us to stay at home, be safe, don't go out if you don't need to go out, and if only if it's an emergency.
Yeah.
So like
To add on what Manuel was saying, of course, the U.S. government is taking a big how to say the responsibility for the safety of the people here to make sure that people are being safe. And you know, with COVID-19 being a huge case, a lot of people have died from this disease or from this virus. So I feel like these changes or what the decision that they made was probably just to like it was probably like the best option for us, you know, just to like for us to be safe. But then again, at the same time, it's not right for taking away our like I can say like our rights to leave, but it was for
Good
as
reason.
people say for the better good. Yeah, for good reason,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah,
So
that's
guys, I
it.
think that's it. I think that's
Yeah.
it for our discussion. I think we all got a better understanding and perspective on regarding liberty and equality.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for helping me, and then thank you for listening to us, guys.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.